Yeah,
the last couple.
I think it's not sexy, but it's necessary, right? And for me, that book that every agent needs to read or reread would be Fanatical Prospecting by Jeb Blount. And, the reality is this, guys, we're probably going to sell 4.5 million homes this year.
What is a book, not like the best book you've ever read about business, but as we're looking at this market, this time, what's a book that every agent that listens or watches this episode should be reading right now?
You want to go first on this one, John?
Yeah,
I
think it's not sexy, but it's necessary, right? And for me, that book that every agent needs to read or reread would be Fanatical Prospecting by Jeb Blount. And, the reality is this, guys, we're probably going to sell 4.5 million homes this year. And the last time we sold 4.5 million homes was in 2012, and we had about 950,000 agents. Right now, we have 1.6 million agents. That means less for everybody. And if you're not doubling down on prospecting, I think you're going to get eaten alive.
Yeah. It's good, man. I love it. I was hoping you were going to take mine, and you didn't, which was good. Let's see if I can see in the bookshelf behind you if you got it up there. I don't know.
What's yours?
Mine's Willpower Doesn't Work. Benjamin Hardy. I figured you got it.
That's a good one, baby.
That book showed up in my mailbox before I took my RV trip around the world, like a few months beforehand. Actually, from Joe Pollock's Genius Network, I must have signed up for their mailing list or something at some point, and they just mailed it to me. And I was like, never even heard of Benjamin Hardy. Now he's one of my favorite authors, but a great book. But I pulled up one of the quotes from the book that I think is just a really good thing to be thinking about now and always. It says, if we do not create and control our environment creates and controls us. Short story, the only other real estate brokerage I've been with prior to joining EXP 6 years ago was Keller Williams. Had a great experience there, great company. However, when I was in that office, that bricks and mortar office, the environment that was, I guess, existing wasn't one that energized me. It wasn't one that inspired me, motivated me. And I actually made the decision to take on additional expense, moved out of that office and got an office for my team like next door. And that was the best thing I could have done because it allowed me and my team to create our own environment, one that was inspiring, fun, empowering. And I think that's just crucial. It's a great book. Essentially, Willpower Doesn't Work. The title says it all. But the detail and the strategies and the tips that it gives you on how to create the best environment is really, really good. So that's part of the reason why we created Real Estate Game Changers, because we want to create that environment for agents that inspires, pushes them. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and we're always mindful of that and always looking to level up the people that we surround ourselves with. So that's mine.
Awesome. And I will I've already mentioned Atomic Habits, which I think is the best. And there's a quote from Atomic Habits that I think says it all. It's every action you take is a vote for the person you wish to become. And we're simply the result of the choices we make with our time and the habits that we've let infiltrate our everyday. But it also gives me a little bit of a cheat here with Audible. It's probably really my best favorite app. Being able to listen to a book on Audible. I know you guys have you like to read books, but I use it.
I love hate.
Yeah, I love it. It's but I've listened to Atomic Habits probably 5 or 6 times. I listen to it when I'm trying to crack the code on a certain area of my life, and I listen to it through that lens. So now I'm going back through it. I'm like, why am I back at my upper weight? Like I'm 190 to 215.
You have to start 75 hard again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I'll do that insanity, but so I'm reading it through that lens. So like, what habits have I allowed to infiltrate, this part of my life, where I'm good on other things. I've given up alcohol, I've given up caffeine, but I still, consume calories too late and all of that crap. So, and then the book, one more, I'll just throw it in there. Compound Effect is along the lines of like Willpower Doesn't Work, Atomic Habits. Compound Effect was probably the first book like that. So good, where I think, and we've all seen him live, Darren Hardy, where I think it's Zig Ziglar has the quote like, being successful in anything, something like this is like, where you're manually pumping water,
Yeah.
so you have to pump really hard. No water is coming out, right? When you work out today, you're not going to be buff and 30 pounds lighter, right? So, but you keep doing it, you keep pumping the well, and then you're getting in shape along the way. Water's coming out, and then it's just maintenance mode.